Think trailblazer in every sense. Our guest today brings us over 40 years of experience in insurance sales because having worked with industry giants like Humana, United Health, Aetna, and Blue Cross Blue Shield, our guest is an award-winning author and LinkedIn success strategist. Our guest is dedicated to helping professionals, teams, and organizations unlock LinkedIn's full potential for extraordinary results. One of our guest's previous books has earned a gold medal in the prestigious Reader's Favorite Choice Awards, and his latest work, the OWL, or AI, I believe that is, the AI LinkedIn Advantage, Unleash the Power of AI and Dominate the Competition, is already poised to follow in its footsteps. I welcome Al Kushner to the journey.
Thank you, David. Thanks for the opportunity to be here.
You're welcome. Now, obviously, we will go into the main crux of the interview in a minute, but journeys begin at a young age, some younger than others. Like if you're 5, you have a brainwave, oh, I did this on vacation, or you had someone influential in your life. But what was it for you that kickstarted your journey?
Well, I guess it was always about being independent, and I always wanted to work for myself. And since the age of 21, that's what I've done. And I've never looked back at having to work for someone else other than myself.
Yeah, and that is always, in my opinion, and I do relate to a lot of things when I do conversate with people. If you are independent, you are your own boss. You don't have to worry per se about leading big rules, except for if you're recruiting people to be alongside you, you set the rules. But when you are yourself, you are your own person, I believe.
Yeah, exactly. You make your own destiny, and that's really something that I was very proud of doing.
Yeah. So now we go into the main reason why we're talking today. We're talking about your book and you as a person. Can you tell us about you as a person so people can get to know you more?
Well, yeah, I mean, the book took me about over a year to create, and it was kind of a passion of mine. I always wanted to help other people. I was dealing with a lot of clients, and they had a lot of issues using LinkedIn, and then the AI technology was just emerging, and they were wondering if this was worthwhile investing their time into it. And I looked at what was on the marketplace, and there wasn't really a lot of books on the topic. In fact, this is the first book actually out there that addresses both LinkedIn and AI together, which
Yeah.
is awesome. So it really made a difference in me helping people. And if I could, reach out others in this way, in this platform, I feel rewarded. I'm doing something good for many people out there.
Yeah, and you touch upon AI. I know in so many advancements in the last few years of me just doing podcasts, AI has got a lot stronger, and the apps I use, like LinkedIn, it does develop on AI a lot of for times now. And obviously, if you're a premium member of LinkedIn, you will get the AI features. But AI is really advanced so much in recent years, I believe, because of how people have been pushing it forward.
Yeah, it's definitely a technology that is taking off, and it is something that people are really, I would say, amazed at how much time it saves them on from creating content to creating scripts for videos. It's been a tremendous help for a lot of people, and there seem to be, it's well received. I think most people I've come across.
Yeah. And so, do you find writing yourself, did you find it was coming naturally to you, or did you find that you had to resource a lot of sources to write your book?
Well, I mean, when you're creating a book, it is a team effort, and I work with a lot of great talent. I would say people who did research for me, a lot of VAs, people working on cover designs and various outreach. So it's a team effort, and certainly AI helped to create a game plan, for launch. And part of the game plan, of course, is to go on podcasts like this to
Yeah.
spread the word.
And that is a good thing. And I noticed in your background you've got a QR code. Can you explain the QR code? And obviously, if people are listening, they haven't got access to the QR code, but can you explain the QR code?
Yeah, well, you can use your camera and take a look on the image that I have, and just go with your camera. And what it'll do, it could be any type of phone you have. I'm using currently an iPhone, and I would use a camera setting, and then I would look at the image, and you would see, just point to the. Usually, there's like a little red image that goes around it. It'll take you directly to my website, which is linkedvantage.com. Or actually, in this example, it actually takes you to Amazon directly to get my book. So even better. So
And I'll make sure for the people who are just listening, the link to your book is in the description because obviously if you're listening, you haven't got a mean of scanning the QR code, so I'll make sure the description.
well, they can take a picture of it, with the camera. You don't have to scan it. Just you see, it's very common nowadays on television and what have you. So it's definitely the future, I might say, an example.
Yeah,
Uh,
so it goes in because I'm reading a bit from your bio. It says you're recognized for your dynamic and approachable style, which I do feel, and the passion you're showing. It just shows that people who do have the passion will pursue their journeys further, I believe. Now, you know as well as anyone else, if you go on a journey, you will have diversions, you will have alternative ways. Did you find it was straightforward, or did you find there was diversions that made you deviate to go to another direction to get where you are now?
yeah, well, you have to, I guess you might say, you have to break a lot of eggs to get an omelet, and I've made a lot of mistakes along the way. And this book is my fifth book I have, and for me, it was something that was took a lot of experience to do something of this nature. My last book I got an award for, which was awesome, and it was just gave me the courage to continue that I'm doing the right thing and my work can be recognized by others, and that really was something that motivated me.
Yeah, and I say that about any up and coming authors. There's a link at the end, in my end credits about someone who promotes their own poetry books. They often feel disheartened because they feel like they're not getting recognized enough. And I said, just stick at it. People will recognize you for that. Just give it time. And that's what it is.
Yeah, perseverance is the key word of the day,
Yeah.
and if you continue that way, you'll find that people will recognize you, and you'll be rewarded in the end.
Yeah. So obviously, when I'm like how this is all compact and it's a nice, short, easy podcast because that's the idea. So people going on their journeys obviously like to hear inspiration. What inspiration would you say, apart from perseverance, what would you say to people to keep at what you do as a person throughout them?
Well, I would say that look for signs that you're on the right path. It could be recognition, for example, a recommendation on LinkedIn could be a great inspiration that you helped someone else in their journey to success. That's what I look as example. If you've done any other work, could be volunteer work, something that's rewarding, could be helpful. You never know where you'll get the right connection. You'll never know where people will come into your life. Sometimes, just using LinkedIn, you can reach people around the world that normally you would never do, locally. So,
Yeah.
and there are a lot of resources available that you would never think about if it wasn't for this platform.
Yeah, and it's a good way of networking without the hassle of feeling pressurized by certain algorithms to kick in the way to say this is this and this is this. It's a straightforward, and I'm always endorsing in LinkedIn, and this isn't a sponsored endorsement, but I believe LinkedIn if you want to get the right connections, LinkedIn is the right place to be.
Yeah, certainly. It's been a great resource. I mean, it's been around for over 20 years, I would say. And Microsoft, when they took it over, really expanded its reach. And they're, I believe, we're up to almost 1 billion followers or
Yeah,
users.
something like that. So obviously your website's in the QR code, and obviously I will put the links in the description. Is there anything else you would want people to be aware of to help them grow as a person?
Well, I would say, I mean, if you want to learn about LinkedIn itself, I do have courses on my website that they can take advantage of. And I think that's definitely a good start. Optimizing your profile should be the first thing you want to do, because if you're doing any outreach, the first thing people are going to look at is your profile. So if you don't have it professionally made, it doesn't do whatever you do. It's you're going to be judged by that, and you don't get a second chance to make a first impression. So definitely, if you have to do anything, focus on the profile. Update your headshot. If you get it done professionally. Work on your bio, expand upon some of the features, any volunteer work awards that you've written, and focus, be proactive on getting recommendations. That's
Yeah.
going to set you apart.
Yeah, and as I always make the joke about with some people, it's like the online resume website because you are selling yourself out there as well.
Yeah, but I think it's a little bit more than a resume, because you're giving a lot more things. For example, you can have videos on it,
Mm,
which you can't do with a resume. You can have articles of newsletters and other things that help create you as a thought leader. Or
yeah,
resume is kind of one dimensional, and this is like 3D. Where you have so many layers that the more people read and get involved in what you're offering, the more they'll trust you, and that's really what you're looking to do on that platform.
I like that. And I just like to say, Al, even though it's been short, but that's what I like about, like I said, I like about this podcast because it's a short, concise podcast that is out there and it punches the impact because it's helping so many people. And I know from experience when you go into long interviews, and I'm not judging any of my interviews to be long intentional, it just makes a short podcast easy for people to follow and understand.
Yeah, and people are looking for things that are going to make a difference. I think if they listen to the podcast, they'll get some valuable advice and hopefully be better in the long run for it.
I agree. And on that, I'd like to say thank you for sharing your journey with us today.
Thank you for the opportunity, David. I look
Thank you.
forward to speaking.
Hi, my name is Ammie Harrison. I just published another book, and this is the first hard copy I've released. Let's claw right into a sneak peek. Hi, I'm my Galaxy Brat. Error. It is becoming clearer. Y'all probably think I'm annoying. Turns out they all just plain boring. I'm just being me, the realest version. Sweet on the inside, tell like it is on the outside. Yes, I embrace love, never hate. But honesty flies in my mouth like a dove. Be careful before it's too late. If you want to read more, visit the link in the description. Meow at you later.
Parsons. The narrator is Kate Barton. Director and producer, Darren Street. Tim Parsons would like to thank family and friends for their support with the paramedic Chris venture. The series is dedicated to the memory of his father, Reverend David Parsons. Copyright Tim Parsons 2020, all rights reserved. Unauthorized use, copying or sharing of this audiobook is strictly prohibited. This has been a Voice Reel studio production for Tim Parsons.
Oh, good afternoon, everyone. I've just been listening to the Paramedic Chris children's books on audio again, and I just love it because they've given a tribute in one of them to my dad as well, who passed away a few years ago. I love audio books, and it's great to walk around, and it's great to sit at the computer, if you're out jogging or wherever, to listen to them as well. All 4 of the Paramedic Chris children's books are available on audio book from Amazon. Go and take a listen to them. You won't be disappointed. You'll hear what happens when a community pulls together and supports one another. The best thing is to pop over to my website, paramedicchriskidsbooks.org, and you'll see the links on the shop page. Keep safe, everyone, and thank you for being you.
The Journey podcast explores stories of personal growth, challenges, and life-changing moments. Each episode dives into unique experiences, offering insights and inspiration for listeners navigating their own paths. I believe everyone has a story, worth sharing. If you'd like to share your journey with David and others, email your story to wisewords1983@reborn.com, and it may be featured in a future episode.